Was Medusa really a monster? She was once the most beautiful woman in Greece, but that very beauty destroyed her.
Medusa was never a monster. The untold story of the most beautiful woman in Greek mythology. Do you think Medusa was a monster? A terrifying creature with snakes for hair and eyes that could turn people to stone? But what if I told you? Medusa was once the most beautiful woman in all of ancient Greece. So beautiful that even the gods couldn't look away. So beautiful that men traveled for days just to catch a glimpse of her. And then, that very beauty destroyed her life. Because the most terrifying thing about Medusa was never the snakes on her head. It was the truth about who turned her into a monster.
She turned her wrath toward Medusa. Her beautiful face became terrifying. Was Medusa truly the monster? Or was she simply a victim of the gods?
Before the monster, the most beautiful woman in Greece. Before she became a nightmare. Before her name inspired fear. Medusa was simply a young woman. Not a goddess. Not a monster. Just a mortal girl. According to ancient legends, she possessed flowing golden hair, radiant skin, and eyes so captivating that no one could look away. People whispered that no woman in Greece could rival her beauty. But what made Medusa truly remarkable was not her appearance. It was her devotion. She served in the sacred temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war. Her life was pure,
Perseus was
peaceful,
tasked with an
almost
impossible
perfect,
mission
until one day,
to bring
a
back
god
the
noticed
head of
her,
Medusa.
and everything changed. The fatal encounter.
Medusa
One
gave
day,
birth to something
Poseidon,
beautiful.
god of the sea, saw Medusa, and in that instant, her destiny was sealed. In many versions of the myth, Poseidon became obsessed with her beauty. What happened next became one of the darkest and most controversial events in Greek mythology. Inside Athena's sacred temple, a place meant to be holy and untouchable, a terrible tragedy unfolded, and Medusa became the victim. But what happened afterward shocked everyone. The one who punished her was not Poseidon. It was Athena.
Most remember Medusa as a monster, but the true horror was the injustice that turned an innocent woman into a villain.
The curse. Athena was furious. Her sacred temple had been defiled. Yet instead of punishing the mighty sea god, she turned her wrath toward Medusa. In a single moment, Medusa's golden hair transformed into writhing serpents. Her beautiful face became terrifying. Her appearance changed forever, and her eyes gained a horrifying power. Anyone who looked directly into them would instantly turn to stone, banished to the edge of the world, cast onto a lonely island. Medusa lost everything. Her friends, her family, her future. The woman once admired by all of Greece became the monster everyone feared. Those who once praised her now hunted her. Those who once admired her beauty now called her a beast. But here's the question. Was Medusa truly the monster? Or was she simply a victim of the gods? The hunt of Perseus. Years passed. Then came a young hero, Perseus, tasked with an impossible mission. Bring back the head of Medusa. Everyone believed this was a heroic quest. Slay the monster. Save the world. But when Perseus finally confronted Medusa, the story became far more complicated. On one side stood a celebrated hero. On the other, a woman abandoned by the world. Perseus dared not look directly at her. Instead, he watched her reflection in a polished shield. Then came the moment that changed everything. His blade struck. Medusa fell. The woman who had once been the most beautiful in the world died alone, far from everyone she had ever known. But at the moment of her death, something extraordinary happened. From Medusa's blood, a magnificent winged horse emerged. Pegasus, one of the most legendary creatures in Greek mythology. As if even in tragedy, Medusa still gave birth to something beautiful. Today, most people remember Medusa as a monster, a creature of horror, a symbol of fear. But the deeper we look into her story, the more complicated it becomes. Because this isn't just a tale about a curse, or a myth about monsters. It's a story about blame, about injustice, and about how victims can sometimes be transformed into villains in the eyes of the world. Perhaps the most terrifying thing about Medusa was never her deadly gaze. It was the injustice that turned an innocent young woman into a monster, and forced the world to forget who she once was. If you had lived in ancient Greece, would you have seen Medusa as a monster, or as a victim? Let me know your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoy uncovering the darkest secrets of Greek mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next story may completely change the way you see the gods of Olympus. Trident Emblem Fire.
If you had lived in ancient Greece, or as a victim, let me know in the comments below. The next story may change how you see the gods.